Oh, Max, stop barking. G'day, viewers. Well, I'm going to commence recapping this radio. As to this one, I've actually found a schematic for both these radios. I managed to get in the vintage radio forums and they managed to track me down a schematic. Has everything including the dial, string layout and everything. Now this pilot lamps here, one of these wires for the tuning wire went to ground. And this one here goes here. I have to run some heat shrink over that to fix that. And the dial lamps, I'm yet to determine where that wire goes, to one of the dial lamps. It's a blue wire, it looks like they're hooked up together and let's see. They're in across the speaker, so they go on the ground. So that's going to the negative of the speaker, which is going on the ground, so this positive wire must go somewhere. PL, I don't know if that actually means pilot lamps. It's got one wire there to go into the bulbs. One wire is going to the board, and the other one is going to, looks like it's going to, yeah, it has to go to ground, I think, not going anywhere. So I'll fix that up. Got that in, that's the antenna wire there. That's the external one, external antenna wire. Now I'm doing some research on this. Apparently these can have a bad AM oscillator. And if that's the case, the entire AM won't work at all. But I just did a test before off camera and AM works very well, so this really is worth fixing. I had a bit of problems with dirty contacts. I played with this a bit and they got louder and clearer, so I have to clean those contacts in that switch. But before I move on to that, I'll repair this one. I'm going to use a linear 9-volt wall wart to run this, not switch mode, because they generate so much noise. It's just yeah, annoying. Bloody useless having something that generates so much noise for something this old. You never get any decent reception otherwise. This is an old linear one. 9 volts, 210 milliamps. Yeah, for use of telephone equipment. I think this actually takes a 276p if a ready battery. I think yeah, that's just within how much power this radio consumes. I have to check the schematic again, and something like 150 to 200 milliamps this thing can pull. So I think that'd be more than enough for this. I just probably tap into this without damaging this plug, and just insulate it with tape or something. Alright, let's start recapping. All I did was change those two microfarad capacitors I troubleshooted. I didn't have any 2 microfarads, so I put 2 1 microfarad capacitors in parallel to make up 2 microfarads. And there's a bipolar Nichicons. So, it doesn't look too good, but that's all I bloody well got. That works well now. I just tested it, I'll do it again off camera, just to prove that those were the culprits. Actually, that battery's a bit flat, because I just hooked it up and the volume started to fade as the battery drained. So let's try this wall wart. It's linear, so it shouldn't generate much interference, hopefully. Negative. Oh! Yeah, plenty of current on this little thing. That's loud. Much louder than that bloody 9-volt battery. I reckon those capacitors don't filter too well, because this thing's actually designed for a battery, not off a wall wart. That's the volume all the way down. Definitely 9 volts.
Concrete and
bloody hell, it's loud.
Ginger Man. 5 to 5 as they check the humidity file for Oasis or service for Simply Better service. Did I say 5 to 5? I meant 5 to 4. Just to get you a little.
My oscillator might be a bit out.
On Sunday, the Queen's birthday long weekend. If you want to hold a stall or to be involved, you can phone Murray. Good afternoon to you. 0409 963 785. That number again for Murray, 0409.
Yeah, see, it kind of tears on the S's when I tune it properly, so I have to change some more capacitors to bring this thing in line. There's something, one of the capacitors responsible for the alignment here somewhere may have drifted. So I'll I'll change those out and that should improve.
Queen's birthday weekend,
Without adjusting the trimmers. I never touched the IF either.
Richards, Ricky Dicky, Dick Johnson, sprint car legend Max Dunphy, and Australian
Nothing getting hot.
Darren Trelaw.
But man, this thing's loud.
Wine and soft drink all included, as well as a charity option raising money for the Mildura Cancer Resource Centre. Tickets on sale until the 25th of May, so be quick and get yours now at Auto Pro Mildura. It's all thanks to Shannon's, the Pit Stop, Auto Pro, Audio Sound and the Sets.
Hi, on no decision days, I like to spend all day sitting on the fence, so when the missus told me to choose the colour and style of our new fence around the pool...
More capacitors are changed. She's not quite there yet, but she's made a big improvement just changing those two. Now, another word of advice for these early transistor sets. These really old circuit boards use a low powered soldering iron. This is a 30 watt, because these traces tear off like nothing, like you won't believe. So be very careful of these earlier type of printed circuit boards. They're very prone to stripping off traces. These tabs will just strip off the board like nothing. Alright, I'll get to the next easiest capacitor. I'm going to try these ones. I'll change these ones next. They'll all fail eventually as original G-Con, so I might as well change them now. I've got plenty of replacements there. This is a 6 to 10 microfarad. I'll get to that one there next. Work my way up the circuit. And that's that blue one there. It's an electrolytic, just a different brand. It's got a different label on it. So we'll change that one there next. Sounds like it's in that part of the circuit's responsible. And that's the oscillator coil there. So... and to pull this front fascia off, I have to undo these screws. One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. And I'll give that a good clean and polish. And this will look pretty good. Okay viewers, with each capacitor I change, this thing just gets better and better and better and better. Now this transistor casing, I'll use clear fingernail polish around the bottom and slide it on, and that'll work as a good glue. Use this stuff, I use this on valves as well, to glue the Bakelite bases. I use this on a couple of valves, like a 80 rectifier for example, which gets quite hot. So far it holds up quite well. It's the best type of glue to use because it'll expand with the actual heat of the glass and it won't be separately and put stress on the glass. So yeah, handy to have this stuff. Works well for repairing securing valve sockets and things like this. It's got 2 more to go. Now, I think that, I don't know what value that one there is. I'm not using the schematic here, so I'm just changing them as I go along. But basically what I do, I take one lead out at a time, then stick the new one in so I don't lose track of the positive and negative. Because there's no markings here on the board to tell you which way they go. Okay, if let's give it a test. All caps have been changed, all new capacitors. Now radials don't really look very good in something this old, but they're kind of camouflaging with the transistors there, trying to blend in. Yet to glue that back on. I prefer radials and something like this, but let's see how it is now. Turn it on. Lots of inrush. Pretty loud. About 3 seconds after I turn the power off, those capacitors hold their charge quite well. Now I've got a 3.3 microfarad there in place of a 2.5, so you can go 10% tolerance on these. Alright, now I'm going to work on glue this back on, and then work on the cosmetic side of it. Then we can move on to restoring this. This one here actually works quite well too. FM and AM both work, and the shortwave and longwave band work. I just can't pick up anything because I haven't got much of an antenna. This one's actually been broken, but I think that can easily be fixed actually. But it's relatively intact, so I'll keep that as it is. Okay, if it was that transistor shield's glued back on and let that set, and I can just listen to the hits now while it dries. I'll probably do the cosmetic side of it tomorrow. So for now, thanks for watching.